I'm Kaycee. I'm with the Michigan School of Apologetics, and today I'm going to talk about some evidence for the resurrection. You know, Christ lived about 2,000 years ago, and it feels so long ago that many people ask if there's any way that we could know he was really resurrected. Almost all historians will agree that Jesus lived. There are some truth claims that the Bible makes that are backed up by historians. I'm just going to talk about 3 of those today. The first one is that the tomb in which Jesus was buried was discovered empty by a group of women on the Sunday following the crucifixion. The second one is that Jesus' disciples had real experiences with one whom they believed was the risen Christ. And the third one is that as a result of the preaching of these disciples, which had the resurrection at its center, the Christian church was established and grew. So let's look at that first one. In a society where women were considered to be less reliable, wouldn't the storytellers use men as discoverers of the empty tomb? Just to lend it more credibility instead of women? If I were trying to convince someone of something, I would do everything I could to make what I'm saying sound the most believable. Let's look at that second one. Did they really see a risen Jesus? Well, what do those who don't believe he was resurrected say? Some will say that he fainted or swooned and the Roman soldiers took him down, just mistakenly thinking he was dead. Well, there's a big problem with this theory. The Romans were quite good at torturing and performing successful resurrections. There's tons of evidence of this. And if they were to fail at their job, it would most likely mean death for them. Also, could you imagine Jesus appearing to the disciples battered and broken, claiming to be the resurrected Jesus? Some might say the body was stolen. Well, this is directly contradicted by the fact that Roman soldiers who also, this was their job. This could mean their life. If they failed at it, they were set to watch over the tomb. And how do we explain that James, Jesus' brother, was converted to a believer of his deity when Jesus appeared to him? Someone who knew him his whole life. I think he would know. Okay, so that third one. All right, well, some might say, well, maybe they're all just lying. Well, let's consider that in the years after the disciples claimed to see Jesus, most of them died in pretty horrific ways just for making that claim. Not only making that claim, but continuing to spread the word of Jesus, to bring people to him. They were most of them were killed for that. Would they have actually followed and died for the name of someone who hadn't performed such an important miracle that was central to the foundation of their beliefs? So if Jesus really did rise from the dead, that would seem to indicate that the Bible is a true historical account of that. And if we believe the Bible is true, then we can know that the resurrected Jesus was tortured, beaten, and murdered on the cross willingly. He chose to let himself be treated that way for one reason: love. Love for me and love for you. He wanted us to live full lives following him and eventually be in paradise with him, just as the thief on the cross next to him does today. I'm Kaycee with the Michigan School of Apologetics. Follow us on YouTube or Facebook for more content like this one. Thank you so much for watching.